You all set?
I don't know any more than I did when I started.
There you go.
I don't know how this mowing for the cemeteries and stuff, I've been calling her for a month, and today I just got a hold of her finally. She finally called me back when I said I was coming, and I was gonna, because she hasn't mowed the inside of the town pound, and she hasn't mowed the parking ride. It looks like she's mowed around the rocks, but it doesn't look like she's mowed around the guardrail and stuff. And she said that she was told she didn't have to mow around the town pound. I mean, around the town parking ride. And I said, we've always mowed around that. I saw her mowing it at the beginning of the year. She was weed whacking around the whole guardrail, but she hasn't. She said she's coming Wednesday and she's going to do the whole thing, but it's been over a month and she hasn't done it. And I've been trying to get a hold of her, and she hasn't answered my phone calls till today when I said that I was coming here and I was going to discuss it with you. And if I didn't hear anything, then she finally called me back. I'm sorry.
She told me the same thing Friday when I called her.
Yeah.
The selectmen told her.
And I think the only reason she even called me back today.
Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to quote her. She said on River Road, there's one cemetery that selectmen told her just to do around the grave, but it's a large area. And then the other.
That was one of the Ontarians, I think. It's just a veteran's grave down behind the lock gate.
Yeah,
that same one.
We did once already.
And then the other, on River Road, she said she told the selectmen there was a hornet's nest, and they told her just keep away from the hornet, just do what you can. I mean, that's what
she's talking to.
I don't know either, because I've only seen her once, so I don't know who she's talking
That's
to.
what she told me.
Well, we'll have her come in.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta tell you something. A hornet's nest this wide, that high, and it was like a bell.
And you sent us on that job.
And you sent us something.
Oh.
Wow.
Funny.
That's the one you put on our list.
Wow.
It's shoulder high,
Wow.
right at the back of the house, and they've got staging up.
They're using a ladder for
They stopped putting up siding.
staging, and it's right at the end of the ladder.
Wow.
Royce, am I lying?
No.
It's
Big, huh?
about this high,
Yeah.
and it's just like
Big.
oh, and they're
Biggest
black.
hornet's
There's
nest
so
I've
many of
ever
them, you
seen.
know.
When I burn a hole in the ozone with rain.
They're those pretty
But
black
so
ones.
she said that I think the only reason she actually called me back today is she sent out a bill in August and she hasn't been paid. So that was, but I think that's why she did call me back. But according to this thing I've got here, it says that's supposed to be mowed twice a month. And she told me it hadn't been mowed in 3 weeks, which I know it's been longer than 3 weeks because I've been trying to call her for a month and a half. So I don't know what you want to do about it. When you guys have her in, you can discuss it, but so obviously that's not getting done. And then there's a couple cemeteries that I've seen that haven't been done like they're supposed to be being done either, you know. But I haven't been able to get a hold of her until today, and finally she answered her phone, you know, so I don't know if she usually answers when you guys call.
Which you get the cemeteries marked. That's
I
not
do in
done.
the office. I got a checklist that I've been doing when I go to them.
Drop me a copy in my box up there when
Yep,
you get a chance.
yeah, I will, absolutely, yeah.
'Cause we'll have to have
So,
it come in.
and I assume the cemeteries are twice a month, that's when they get done?
She said cemeteries
so.
are once a month, and the rest of the town is
Well, this isn't what
every
this
2
says.
weeks.
This says, I don't know who made this card out, but it says monthly cemeteries 38 times 2. That's what was in the paperwork that I've gotten from you
I'd
guys.
have to grab the contract.
But anyway, and this is supposed to be done once a week, is it?
Here.
Yeah. So
She
I don't
didn't-
think that, I don't know, that doesn't look like it was done this week, so, but maybe she's coming Wednesday to do it, so.
She didn't tell me anything about once a week.
Yeah, that's what this says, and I got this from Royce when I took over, but that was that, and that's my questions on that, but you guys can discuss her when she gets here. And yeah, another question, the reason that I went out there today, I was gonna put some stuff in that back building out behind the office, and
Yep.
there's all kinds of town paperwork still in there, and it's not under lock and key,
Yep.
and it should be something done with it. It shouldn't be somewhere where it's not locked up. The
Yep.
lock that was there is gone.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't seen it myself yet, but I'll double check some of that stuff and whether we can get rid of it or not. I'd have to look into.
It's a lot of it, because it
Some
puts
of
a
it's
sign
not
in it.
marked destroyed, but some of it's not.
Some of it is, some of it's like 2016, some of it, you know, but it should be, I would think, locked up anyways, and it's not even locked up right now. just, I don't know where the key, I don't know where the lock went that was there. I don't even think I have a key to that. It was just unlocked, and we've always put signs and stuff.
Was it a padlock? I don't know.
It's just a, yeah, it's just a padlock, but there's no padlock, so I don't know, I mean, you guys should be the ones that have the key to it, I would think.
Right.
So,
$5 padlock on it.
you just to lock it up so they can't get in there. Maybe some of it can even be destroyed, I don't know, I obviously just went in.
Yeah, we're gonna look into that too, about shredding. There's a lot of stuff here that's ready to go. Give us some more room in the vault.
Yeah, so that was that, and, what, I don't know what you wanted to do with that grading bid, I know you got it, and I don't know how much it was, and I
It
don't
never got posted, so I don't even know anything about it. Last I knew, what?
It didn't get posted. It didn't
Right.
get
She didn't
taken
post it?
No, it never got posted.
They never come back before the
So-
board.
I was
So,
surprised we showed up.
I know
with
we
it.
talked about it was the last time, but that was probably about 8 weeks ago when the last I saw you. So,
I saw you about 3 weeks ago.
no, I haven't seen you for a long time. But, because I've had questions for you for a long time.
But I was here just before Labor Day. Then we had Labor Day, you guys were gone for a week, so it's 4 weeks ago I was here.
Yeah, so that never got posted. The last time we had a discussion about doing it, getting it ready to go, and it
And
never
you-
come back before the board. So it needs to come back before the board so we can go throw it at her.
Alright, so we
Get
need a
posted.
sheet again?
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw anything, so need a sheet.
Well, I gave you the, when you were sitting right here talking to Stu that day, and you said it was alright, and you said you get Royce and Paul to look at it and be fine.
Okay, yeah. I never
And that's when
saw
I gave it
after.
to Mandy to post,
Okay,
Didn't ever
after you
get
looked at it
twice.
that day.
never saw it after that.
Yeah.
So, don't know what happened.
Yeah, alright, so it didn't get posted, but,
So we rejected the
did.
one bid that came in that they knew about that didn't get posted, so,
Yeah, alright.
you know, so
Yeah,
it's gotta get reposted so we could,
alright, and then the sand was awarded to SDS.
Yeah.
That's, and, you wanna probably wait till after the first or what of that, some.
probably, yeah.
It's nice to get in there when it's dry, but we've got
Yeah.
a while before,
Yeah. I'd have to look at the finances. I don't know exactly where I stand right now, so,
and,
myself, but.
And the only other thing I had was, the roadside mowing, what you wanna do with that, I know we had no bids.
What do you guys, I don't,
Will the guy do it that did it last year?
does
Last-
it need to be at this
There's-
point in time? I mean,
there's-
really, let's,
There's roads that need to be done, yeah.
yeah, really, but does it really need to be? I mean, snow's gonna knock it down in about 2 more months, so, I, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
at this
it's
point in the
It's
game,
gonna knock
worse
it
than
down
mow
into
next
the road,
time.
yeah.
so,
I think it needs to be done personally,
Helps keep bushes down too.
no, I know, but,
and trees.
you know, it should've been done in July.
Is there anybody that does it with one of the things like state?
We rented one year, and
Hmm.
we did this, and I don't think it really was, my opinion.
It's
I don't
not
think it
cost
was-
effective.
I don't think
It's
so.
made, those are made for cutting bushes.
Dick
It
Thompson
really
used to do a
don't
good
work.
job with it.
He did, and it's been put out to bid like that for the last couple of years, that's why nobody bids on it, because nobody has a flail mower around. One person, I think, bid on it one time from Augusta, or something like that, and it was an outrageous price.
Yeah.
That was the year I think they rented it, it didn't seem effective to me for what you were paying. I mean, Thompson, when he did it, it was pretty efficient, and he was doing it for, I think, almost what we were given for the rate in the books, and you just can't get,
That was a
Yeah,
long
but-
time ago, too.
He was doing it wall
Your
to
father
wall.
had a guy with a big John Deere a few years back. I don't
retired.
know what happened.
He
He retired.
retired,
I
yeah.
figure
he was an old guy, and he didn't wanna do it anymore.
And he had the big tractor and a long cutter bar, and he reached back good with it and all that. But
So I just need to know what you wanna do. I mean, there's some roads, North Rochester Road's one, the bamboo's a
Yeah.
foot off the road, I mean.
Yep.
You can't not do
Yeah,
that.
quite a few places that bamboo's creeping in.
Yeah, so I mean, those should be done.
Yep.
I mean, years before, they just had Tom do it for the rate that the town pays
Right.
for it, and, you know, what needed to be done. I just,
go there and
So you need a price, you know what I mean? What are we talking?
it's, he gets, 62 an hour with his tractor and the mower.
That's Tom who?
Boucher.
is it possible to find what he charged us last year?
That's what he charged us last year.
No, but I'm saying what the total bill was.
I can look into it. It was about 40 hours.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Do the whole town?
To do the whole town, which I don't think you need to do the whole town.
I was gonna say, I don't
Yeah,
think
but I
we
mean,
did.
that's what he was last year. He was,
And wherever he skips, we'll hear about it. That's usually how it goes. Even though there
Let's
was
look
nothing
into it.
there.
Well, the other question I had was these plow contracts. I know I'd given to you guys to look at before with the changes in it, but it was alright to have these people fill them out because I mean, it's coming fast. We have a snowstorm in October
Yeah.
1 year, and
Halloween.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to get.
Yep,
You guys
I think we
were all-
already made the adjustments and changes on it.
I
We
did. I
signed
made.
off on it.
You guys looked at it one time. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you guys were all set with it again before I had them sign off.
Yeah, that's that same one that you used last year.
I changed the errors that were in it from the year before, and I changed a couple names that were different.
There's quite a few issues here and there last year with different plow drivers. I think we took care of most of them at the time when they were coming through. But just as long as we're not gonna have a lot of those same issues again.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I don't know what the issues were, but
Oh, flying by, hitting people's cars with rocks when they're sanding,
Yeah, yeah.
flying too fast,
Yeah.
for one.
yeah,
I'm getting phone calls on a Saturday when I'm off with my family. That's
yeah.
not what I hope to see.
But people need to realize too that state law says they have to give these plow trucks a lane.
Yeah.
So when you're driving down
Those
the
are
road.
people's driveways. They've hit my
Oh,
parents'
really?
house.
But you know what I'm
too,
saying.
so-
But I had a couple complaints. People driving down the road and
Yeah.
they hug the plow truck and then
Yeah.
they get some sand. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I've had a complaint from Frank Bumford, I think last year about that too. And I did talk to the people.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be going that fast. You know. You get
I think just what I would say, things that you and I know that happened last year, just, hey, get the group together and say, hey, listen guys, watch this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I will get them together.
Watch my fence.
Yeah, I'll let. Well, Paul's good at that. Scotty gets a little crazy, so Paul is running it this year, so we should be all set. So
Yeah, no more broken legs, things like that.
hopefully not,
Okay, so we'll look into, we'll have to have her in here on the mowing stuff, if you will, just whatever you've checked off, whatever's not
Yeah,
mowed.
I'll get you
like
that.
bullets.
Do you have all this stuff that I have in this book? At one point, somebody said you guys didn't have all this stuff.
I don't even know.
And that was all right out of here.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to ask a question? Mr. Neto said I couldn't speak, so I don't know.
Fine with me for now. Yep.
Okay, I live at the foot of Dixon Hill on Jeffrey
Yep.
Road, the farm, and sometimes I have that large area that people park, and sometimes it's like a park and ride in the winter because they can't get up Dixon Hill. So when you go by with the plow, couldn't you give this swipe so they can get in and out of there easy?
Where are they parking? Like on your side?
Yeah, I don't mind the parking there, but sometimes they get stuck there.
Yep. Just want it a little wider by your house.
Yeah, it's like, you come down and it's like, this, my house is here in the barn. And there's an area that I keep plowed, but the guy doesn't get there early enough sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you could just make it wider, then they would.
Yeah, I'll just tell him to push it back there for you. There's nothing that he's gonna push and do, no fence, nothing. No, we'll make sure that it gets done for you.
Because last year I had 3 cars that I hosted for a while.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't mind them parking there,
Some people get upset if they go over too far and they get into their lawn.
but no.
Let me keep this and I'll put it in your
Yeah.
box after.
I got a checklist of most of them anyways, but I like to have the map and stuff because it helps me.
I know we got it in here, but it's just gonna be easier that if I can, I'll just
Yeah.
photocopy it tonight and I'll throw it in my box.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
So-
throw it back in your box when I'm done with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure because somebody had said you guys were missing some stuff and I.
Well, some of the stuff in here that's in the contract, well, in the bid proposal, for example, some of the places that are being complained about, town pound, park and ride shall be mowed on an as-needed basis. Town office and fire pond shall be mowed on an as-needed basis.
Yeah.
Kind of a gray area,
Yeah, because then you got the
hold
monthly
something.
thing there too.
Yeah.
Like I said, that parking lot is
Yeah, right.
that high. That's no way that's 3 weeks.
Right.
My hay didn't grow that high in 2 months. I can't imagine that dry, sandy area did,
Yeah.
So,
I want to copy that, so we'll have her come in and
Yep.
so we get a little bit longer to go and the cemetery cleanup too to go. So, do you have anything else, or
no, that's all I have on my thing.
Can I
you guys
return?
have anything? I do. Going through AP today because I've already gone through and signed everything. I got several issues actually.
Yeah.
Mainline fence. Repaired the guardrail. Was that the one the state police called about
Yep.
way back when?
Yep.
Okay. So there was no purchase order with that though. That was one
Well, I
thing.
talked to you guys in here, I said it was an emergency, I didn't know how much it was gonna be, they didn't wanna give me a quote and come out.
Okay.
They just come out to do it.
Okay. So that one I can understand. I didn't know. I just want to make sure that that was the one we talked about. Phil Martin signs. The original PO was for 5 signs for $234, but you got 9 signs for $420.
Yeah, well, some of them were ones that I had mentioned to me in here, and I figured I should just get them instead of, and that's my theory on that while you had it, you know, so.
But you referenced that PO, so that's
Yeah,
all
well,
I'm
I mean,
thinking.
it was, because if I don't reference a PO, she won't use the PO and it won't be.
Well, I would have used that one and written another one. That's what I would have done.
Alright.
So
Yeah,
just to
that's fine
adjust
with me,
that. And then same with grading on Gauding Road, Upper Barley Road, Lower Guinea Road. We had a bid out, supposedly,
Yep,
that never got posted.
Yep.
But as far as RD Torno was concerned, it was out.
yep.
But then we got him grading.
Well, I had got a couple complaints on potholes on dirt roads. We have 24 hours to fix these holes, or we're liable for damages. And SDS doesn't have a grader in town. I only have 2 people in town that'll grade. I had to send somebody out. So that's what I did. We only have so long to fix stuff like that, or we're liable. So I had mentioned it to you that I had sent them out to do a couple roads.
I didn't know anything about this, so I mean, there's no purchase order. I didn't know anything about that. So, you know, that's where I'm starting. I don't know what the heck's going on, you know, and I'm afraid that it's starting to look like it always was, busy work. You know, we got 80 hours worth of ditching upper middle road, so that's why, you know, where did we ditch? I've been down there assessing, so I mean, I see some ditching going on, but 80 hours worth?
I guarantee if
Of
you
trucks?
drive down up and middle road, you'll notice a difference on that
Yeah.
road.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stumps that were pulled, and we got a lot of compliments from people that were very happy that that road was getting work done to it.
So what's our plan though? Are we looking at paving upper middle road on the other side and that bridge repair? I mean, because I got going out there assessing, I'm getting a lot of complaints on the paving over there.
The tar up the middle road, or the,
Yep.
yeah, well, it needs,
On the SDS side,
yeah,
Yep.
it needs some work, but it needs a
you're
lot.
losing that road.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, there's still wooden culverts in that road. There were bolts coming up through that we pulled out a few times. You know, we've replaced a few culverts, but it needs a few more. You know.
But I mean, I just don't know, what are we ditching? Are we in
It was the other
preparation
end, it
for
was the
something?
other end of Upper Middle Road.
Yeah,
There was windrow. I
I saw
talked to you guys before when Paul was,
I saw that, yeah.
and there was windrows 3 feet high. The road water was staying in the road. When they were grading, they can't get over enough to get the windrows off the road
Okay.
because they're brush and stuff. I had a bunch of complaints from people on the road, and I had the grader people telling me that it's impossible to do because you can't get over enough.
Okay.
So I went over there and I cut back and got rid of the thing, and they can get off that road if they need to now.
Okay.
And like I said, if you go down, you'll see a huge difference. I mean, looks really good.
You know, the other thing I saw too, out assessing, is that, you know, we're dumping this ditching in people's yards.
Yeah.
That's probably not a smart idea. You know, we've talked about that before as far as liability. I know with the state that they won't do that unless you get a permit. You know, you go through the permitting process. So I don't really know that that's a good idea. It also looks like you're using independent contractors. So are they making a buck on the side while they're getting paid? Whether they are or not, it looks like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could look like it. Then we're turning around buying fill someplace else. Would we be wise to? I'm just throwing it out there. Would we be wise to be hauling it back? And you know, some of this stuff's loom.
Yeah,
you know, then we turn around and buy loom.
We got about 4,000 yards of fill at the office now that we've hauled in, and I mean, we've only got so much room to store it. You know, I mean, people stop by and ask you, and
What
they're
kind
right
of fill
there.
is it? What kind is it?
It's mixture. Usually we screen it for loom,
Yeah.
but it's got a lot of rock and stuff in it. You know,
So
it,
that-
it's
But
it's
you
been
take it
screened.
off the side of the road.
well, I know.
Yeah.
Didn't your father split it with Tom?
Tom used to do it. He'd screen it for free and take half the pile. And we still got a lot there of that, 1,500 yards of loom there probably. So that's still there.
It's not a bad deal.
Well, I mean, you know, is it up and on the up and up? Is it, you know, what the public knows
Well,
about?
I mean,
you know,
I
these are
don't
things you gotta
know.
look at.
I remember Larry saying that Tom screened it and he takes half and the town gets half.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that worked. I don't know if the
Yeah.
selectmen were.
It's his labor, his machines.
No, I understand.
I don't know anything about that. I just know that's what was done in the past. And
The
there's still
town
quite a
ends
pile
up
of
with-
loom
the
there.
town ends up with a good product.
There's still quite a pile of loom there, and there's still
Yeah.
quite a pile of fill. And people right there ask you for it. You know, I just, you know, we just brought it to them. If you want to stop that, we can stop that. But it's
No, I'm just bringing it up. It's, I mean, it's board's decision, but especially this day and age, you get such a heroin epidemic, and there's needles, you know, who knows what you're dumping in somebody's yard, somebody's kid's gonna play with,
Yeah.
and then who's liable, you know, so, I mean, just things to consider, that's all,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. But there's a reason why the state doesn't do it without, you know, you signing your life away,
Yeah.
basically, and getting a permit.
Yeah, we've always done it, and
Yeah, I
that's
know.
why I continue to do it, because it's the way we've always done it. It makes it a lot easier when you have somebody right there to dump the fill at, you know.
All right. I honestly would like to know a little more what's going on as far as what you're doing. I know you're communicating with Royce quite a bit, and maybe Paul, but I don't know what's going on.
Not Paul.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
I haven't seen anybody. I got those culverts in on
That's what
those
everybody
roads that
says.
I need to put patch in, because F.R. Carroll won't come out for handwork. He refuses to come out and do handwork unless he's doing a bigger job, and then he'll do handwork. So we have to do all that stuff ourselves. We can't. He won't do it. So I need to do that. There's a couple small patches of pavement where we cut on roads that we got to put in, and stuff like that. And
Well, I guess you got some POs there,
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
so that'll give me an idea what's going on. So.
yeah.
But yeah, I got a little round where there were no POs, so I don't know what's going on. But
Yeah, well, I had a PO for chipper that you guys had signed.
Yep, I
And
remember that
I chipped that road.
Yep.
And cut it back and chipped it, and so that took a couple of days.
were you guys doing some chipping up on Gully Oven
Gully Oven?
last week?
No. There was a
Okay.
ditching up there. A lady called me up at like 47 or something like that. Her culvert was plugged, so I went up there and cleaned around her culvert and dug it out.
There's a gas can on the side of the road up against the telephone pole. I don't know if
they
there's
got
one of
that.
ours or
No,
not.
they got
Okay.
us. No.
Hmm.
No.
Okay. Well, that's all I had. You had a question?
Yeah, and I have two questions. The first one, Tom, is that a resident, Chris Gilpatrick, actually came in, and he was talking about one job that you were doing, and he said that there was Scotty Garish's pickup truck on the side of the road, and Jordan was well, he said Jordan was there with the flag, but it was obvious that Jordan was with the pickup truck. But when you hire a pickup truck, a private contractor pickup truck, doesn't the driver come with it?
Yeah, and town employees don't touch any of those contractors' trucks. So if the truck was there, Scott was there. I don't know where it was, do you?
I don't know where it was. I don't think he said, did he, Ben?
Nope.
No,
If
he
the
didn't.
truck was there, Scott was there. The trucks do not get driven.
So Jordan is not driving Scott's pickup truck
Absolutely
and
not.
getting paid.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If that truck's there, Scott's there. I wouldn't take a chance of putting Jordan in the truck and something happening, and then Scott, it does not happen. So
Okay. So he might have just walked into the woods to relieve himself for all
he
we know, right?
absolutely- I don't know where it was, so I can't tell you, but yeah, he could have been exactly doing. I don't know. So.
Okay. And the second question that I wanted to ask is, I'm really concerned about these cemeteries. They're not getting taken care of. There's been a whole bunch more that have now been identified and added to the list, so it's going to be an even larger project next year. I've talked to the board, and we've kind of kicked around starting like a committee that would care for the cemeteries and stuff. And I know that that it's new for you, but I was wondering if they do decide for 2016 to have a committee that cares for it, would you be willing to sit as part of that committee too? Because where you're the road supervisor, like if we had to have some of that fill or something like that to fill in a sunken grave or to patch up a rock wall or something, it would be a lot easier if
Absolutely.
we could
and
get
I
in
know,
touch with
I
you.
know where I'm getting to know where some of them are too, so I can help you on that.
Right.
Some of them are.
I was telling Ben the one.
My imagination that I don't even know, and
Yeah.
I get nervous, like I said before, going into people's driveways, and they don't know who I am, and I'm walking through their yard and their backyard trying to find.
Yeah, you don't have a sign. You don't have any signs, do you?
No, so I
Okay, so that's something we've been talking about with Mike for CEO, which, we got some for assessors, but we need to get another set for assessing too. Would be wise to order you the magnetic signs too. Come out of your budget would be obviously where that would
Yeah,
come from,
yeah.
but they're cheap. I mean, I'll let you know exactly because Mike's ordering some for codes, but be smart to have some
Yeah.
right on your truck.
Because like I said, when you're in people's yards, they're looking at you like,
Sure.
well, I'm worried about the people that aren't outside looking at me, honestly, because you
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
And
somebody told me they had a 45 sitting on the counter the other day, so.
I don't like that, but I'm more
The
than
way
willing to
I
help.
understand it, you're protected by state law. You can't.
Yeah, you are.
Absolute
But they don't
right,
know
if there's a veteran in
You
there.
talk about a gray
or you're a
area, you don't
family.
know.
Well, it's not, yes, you are, but at the same time, it's
You're
customer
supposed to
service.
identify yourself.
Well, yeah,
It's
Yeah.
customer
Yeah.
service, you
Yeah,
know, and it's just
yeah.
talking to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, and
Yep.
and there's a lot of them. You're walking around on a couple of different people's land trying to.
Because you shouldn't be pissing people off and having getting kicked off property.
No, you don't want that because that's not good PR.
Right, and
you know.
usually once you've been there and they know, oh, okay, that's Tom, you know, that he's
Yeah.
going out to the cemetery. I mean, you're kind of not an easy guy to mistake who the heck you are, you know.
No,
So
no.
once you've been there, I would think if you've been there once or twice or three times during a season, they would know who you were.
Oh,
you
I
know?
agree, but sometimes I don't see a lot of people, so they might not be home. Because the next time you go, they might be, you know. So
Yeah, but that it kind of goes to the same thing I had said to the board when they were starting to go outside assessing. Even if you just wrote on a sticky note, "Hey, I was here to see the cemetery. My name's Tom. If you want to give me
You
a
don't
call,"
have
and
business
you know,
cards either, do you?
no, I don't have any. of
Okay,
that.
so we've been looking at that with codes too, which we need some business cards for in here, and they're cheap. I mean, like I think it was Vistaprint. He was looking at 500 for $10.
All right.
So
just your first order though.
okay, maybe.
It's more than that. The next
But
one.
500 still goes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That will last a
First
while.
order.
So okay, I didn't look at all that, but yes,
Yeah.
it's still good.
Yeah, that would be great to sign because I mean, like I said,
We
I
need
get
to do
nervous
some
when
of
I
that.
go to those places
Yeah, absolutely.
and but I have back to your question, that was fine with me because like I said, I know where a lot of them are and I know what's been going on and what she's doing.
I did have one other question. As I went through AP, non-tip had done a washout 910 last week. Where was that?
Does it say where it is?
Nope.
I'll have it written down in my thing, but if it's a washout this time of year, it's one somebody called about. It was, I think,
Rain.
but I think it's down by Smith's Garage.
Clean up culverts on 910 and fix a washout.
By Smith's Garage, the backside of his garage down over the hill, there was a big hole somebody had called me about. It had grown in with grass, but it was about that far off the pavement. So they went and filled it in. You couldn't see it through the grass, but somebody was walking and almost fell into it. And they were
Okay.
concerned about it.
Just wanted to know.
All
What I'm
right.
signing for.
Yep, all right.
I'm all set.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Have a great night.